Alright guys, today's topic is based on how to know whether you should buy a certain part or whether you should wait or whether you need it or not. First things first is you gotta look and see what needs to actually be replaced or what might be going bad, because that's your best option. If you see that something bad is like something on your car is going out, like let's say your alternator or something that can be replaced with an aftermarket part. Let's say your exhaust cracked. First thing you want to do is you want to see whether it can be replaced with a OEM part that's a lot cheaper, or whether you can live with it, or whether aftermarket is your best bet. Well, usually that has like a couple steps to it. First step is obviously to figure out how bad the damage is on it, or how long it'll last on that part before it needs to be replaced. Second thing is, once you figured that out, whether you and let's just say you determine that it's actually better to replace it because it needs to be replaced soon. So you start searching online. That's the second step. You start searching online for prices for the parts and stuff. And the second part of that is to figure out whether the price of the OEM part is within your price range or not, because a lot of times these parts are within your price range, and you may want to also look at your other options, which is to go aftermarket. And a lot of times going aftermarket has its pros and cons, whether it'll last as long and perform better, or it won't perform as great but it'll last as long, or it won't last as long but perform a lot better, or vice versa, something in regards to those specs. You're gonna have to weigh out those pros and cons, and you're gonna have to see if the price is right for it, because if the price is right for it, then you're probably your best bet would be to go aftermarket. But if you do decide to go aftermarket, the thing you do have to look at is what the installation is going to be like, because if you have to do some fabrication on it, it's probably not going to be worth it to do it. If you do decide to go aftermarket, you should probably go look and see what other people did the aftermarket swap, and what it's like for them to run it. If you do that and you find that there's not really any complications, then you should probably do it. I know one thing I did do a swap on was my sway bar went bad on my car. It was I think it was a 13 mil rear anti-roll sway bar. It was something really crappy. So I researched it, saw what the best option was for it, and I looked online and I saw that the Acura TL sway bar from an 09 TL is compatible with it, and the best option for it is a 22 millimeter sway bar from Progress. It's fully adjustable to between 19 millimeters and 22 millimeters, and right now I have it set at I have it set at 19 right now, and it performs a lot better than it used to. It's a lot crisper, it's a lot smoother, and I could take corners a lot better. The car is a lot more planted. Yeah, there is a lot more oversteer for it. That is actually a pro for me, and I don't mind it. But the one thing you do want to look at when it comes to that kind of stuff is whether it's worth it or not. And in that case, for me, it kind of was worth it, you know, because a sway bar at the time for me to swap it out, because I was not a handyman at all. It was like $600 or something like that. I got a quote for like $600 or something like that at the dealership. That's just with the replacement and everything. And when I got the sway bar, I took it to them and asked how much it would cost for them to swap it in, even if I just brought the parts. And I got quoted for like $350 or something like that. It was something really cheap, and I was like, you know what? Let me do it. You know, I bought the parts. It was like $150 for all of it, or something like that. At the time, it was like $150. I got 2-day shipping. You know, swapped it out, and overall, it cost me like $500 for it. It saved myself $100. So yeah, I realized that it was smarter to do the TL swap, you know, and save myself the money. And from what I heard, it was a direct bolt-on. Didn't have to worry about it. Didn't have to do anything else. No fabrication. The only thing that needed to be done is that it just needed to be drilled some bigger holes. It's by the bushings. That was about it. And that literally took like 5 minutes to do. Just literally just drill a couple holes, and with the drill or an impact gun or whatever needed to do it, and we got it done. It literally took a couple minutes. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, you want to look at the pros and cons, especially if you're on a budget like I am. Your best bet to do is you wanna look and see. You don't want to be a total cheapskate, but you want to look and see whether it's worth it or not. Because if it's worth it, then I would go ahead and do it. If it's not worth it, you know, then I probably would not. I would probably save up a little bit, you know, ride on that part, you know, ride on the broken part a little bit until you have enough money to do it. I mean, I know that's not really that great of an advice to do, but, you know, your best option probably is to do that. You know, if you can't afford it, then right away, but you can afford it later, your best bet is to either drive on it with that broken part, or not drive it at all until you can get it to the shop. But if you absolutely need to do it, if you absolutely need to drive it and you can't afford it, I would just go ahead and drive it. You know, hopefully nothing else breaks, but that's the point of having a reliable car and being able to take care of it properly. Because if you can take care of it properly, you would be able to drive it in case of an emergency, no matter what the situation is on it, and it'll still run fairly decently. If you absolutely have to. I don't recommend it, but if you need to, it would do it. Most cars would do it. Another thing I was saying is, if it's worth it, go ahead and do it. If it's not worth the money, you're better off probably just saving up your money and fixing it normally, or just getting the original part for it. It's probably best that way, because, for instance, months, I had my clutch replaced, and you know, I found it better to just go OEM rather than actually no, sorry, I didn't go OEM. I went aftermarket. I put a stage 2 clutch in it from Exetti, and lightweight flywheel. It's a whole kit. I think it is a dual plate clutch or dual mesh. I don't know which one of the two it is. It's not a single. It's actually a dual. That's why I'm not used to it yet, because I had a single before. Now I got a dual, so it'll take me some time. I had it replaced last week, and it's actually one of the best things I did. You know, I had to drive on it a little bit, but that's because I had some clutch life left on it, and I couldn't really pay for it right away. But you know, once I had the money, this thing was in the shop. Literally, it was in the shop like the next day, and I had it done. But yeah, if you guys are looking into having parts done for it, you know, like I was saying, I'm on a budget myself, and my clutch just happened to be a little out of my budget, but I was able to make it work. I mean, obviously I'm not a rich person, and you know, I'm just trying to make ends meet. So if you guys think it's worth it, I would go ahead and do it. If it's not, then I would just stick with the original part, or not even replace it right away. If you guys like this video, please like it, rate it, and subscribe to it. I will be uploading more videos shortly in regards to other things as well that I think are good topics, and motovlogs, or whatever topics you think I should talk about. Please leave them in the comments below. If you have any other advice, that would be great. I'd love to hear from you guys.